I understand that you are back in action December 10th because you're taking on David Avanesian, not Errol Spence Jr. I know every boxing fan wants to know why. Tell us why. Why is it Avanesian and not Errol Spence Jr.?
Well, look, we tried our best to get the fight, November 19th, and they was dragging their tail, and things just didn't, you know, meet the terms that we was trying to meet, and I wanted to get a fight in this year, and so I moved on. But the mission and the plan is still the same. After this, we can revisit the conversation of me and Errol Spence sharing the ring together, and hopefully we can get that fight locked and sealed and delivered to all the fans that want to see the fight.
So you're fighting Avanesian on a platform that's new to boxing, BLK Prime. It's been reported, Bud, that they're paying you $10 million for this fight. Is that accurate?
Gotta get the money. Gotta get the money. Gotta get the money.
Is that just for this fight, or is it for a series of fights? Like Adrian Broner said, he has a series of fights. He says for 10 to 12 million.
No, it's just a one fight deal. It's a one fight deal.
How do you know then that this platform is financially solvent if they're going to pay you and Broner that kind of money?
Well, me personally, I don't know what Broner's deal and structure is like, but I already got half of my money already, and I'm gonna get the other half before I ever step in the ring, like a week before. So, you know, that way I don't have to worry about if they have the money or if they don't, or have to go through all those hoops on getting paid. So, my my money is already secured.
So then that must be then that you were negotiating then with BLK Prime while negotiating with the PBC in Spence. Uh, Why, if you really wanted the Spence fight?
Well, you always got to have a backup plan. I basically just kept them in the loop and let them know like I wasn't doing no business with them, and the Spence fight was my main priority, and that's the fight that I was mainly focused on, and they understood that, and they kept in touch and just let me know like if there was ever an opportunity for them to host the Terence Crawford fight, then they was all up for it. So once the Spence fight fell through, and I found out that they didn't want me. Well, we wasn't going to fight in November. They was going to push it all the way to next year. Then at that particular time, I had to, do what I had to do.
Is it true that PBC said that they're going to give you the Errol Spence fight, then Jermell Charlo, and then Danny Garcia?
No, that's false. Who told you that?
Yeah, that's
No,
from the PB. That was the PBC rep said that those were. They said that we told Bud Crawford, you take this Errol Spence fight. Obviously there could be a rematch depending on who wins. We're going to give him Jermell Charlo, and we're going to give him Danny Garcia.
no, that definitely wasn't the case. If that was the case, it would have been in the contract.
Hmm.
It would have been in the contract. That never was the case. The case was uh, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. That's it.
Hmm.
Me fighting Errol Spence, then a rematch, and if we split, then another fight. Which I explained to them. I didn't even ask for a rematch, so I don't know where everybody got Terrence Crawford wanted the rematch and this and that and that and this. That never was the case.
I know you guys, you and Errol had a lot of, and everybody saw it back and forth on social media. And I was reading one of them, and one of them I saw Errol Spence said, "Hey, look, if that's the case, show the contract." At any point, were you tempted, or did you want to just get on and say, "Well, here it is. This is what they offered me."
Of course, you can't just come out here and put a contract out in the public. You know what I mean? Like, you want to get a lawsuit? Come on, man. We're not stupid. Like, I don't know why fans and people that don't know business think that you can just blatantly come out and put contracts out in the media, which, you know, you know, you can't do things like that.
I think from on the
If
surface
that's the
terms,
case,
people.
tell Errol if he was in on a negotiation, tell him to put it out. Tell him to put the contract out, and
Mm,
then there you go.
got it. I think people look at it and they say, man, you know, Bud Crawford's taking this fight against a guy who's certainly not on the level of Errol Spence for 10 million, but man, he could have made twice, even possibly three times that much if he fought Errol Spence Jr. How do you respond to that?
Well, you know, everybody just speculating. Everybody got a mouth, so everybody feels like they're entitled to say what is what. We we don't know what the fight was going to do. We all know the fight was going to do numbers, but all in all, we don't know what the fight was going to do. So, you know, by me doing what I'm doing, you know, it's on me. It's not on nobody else. If the fight is going to happen, the fight is going to happen. I just want to be fair. That's it. You know, I want to be treated fairly. I want it to be, you know what I mean, down the line, fair. That's it. That's all I ask for.
So let's cut to the chase here. When it boils down to it, did Terence Crawford really want to fight Errol Spence Jr.?
All the terms that any other fighter would have just walked away from. You know, the percentages on not the first one, but the second one, you know, just the whole structure of it.